Hi, Sherry. I'm going to attempt to see if I can explain German question words. It's an ambitious undertaking here. Okay, so we'll try. Okay, 7 question words, and they're all begin with the letter W in German, and the letter W is pronounced, remember, as the letter V. Okay, so we have what, and that's was. Like, was ist das? What is that? Okay. Where is wo? V-O, wo. Where is he? Where is she? Where are they? Wo ist er? Wo ist die? And wo sind die? Where are they? Okay. When is wann? Wann? Wann gehen wir? When are we going? Okay. Who is wem? And they make a distinction between who and whom like we do, only it's more important in their language when you say which. So if you must, you can say wem. You'll hear someone else say wem. Okay. Why is warum? Warum, where they kind of rolled R there. Okay, and there's 3 different ways to ask why, and this is the most common and easiest for us to use. And the answer will come back wegen, which is because. Wegen. And remember, it's pronounced like that. Wegen. It's because. All right. How. This is a very common one. Okay. Wie. So when they say wie heißt du, that's how are you called. If you say to a child, what's your name? You say wie heißt du. Okay. Wie. Which is welche. And they might say, welche wünscht ihr? Which would you like? Okay. All right. Now we also, with the question words, we sometimes add the word wenn in common parlance here. So the word wenn in German is dann. So the question plus then. So, what then? Was dann? Where then? Wo dann? And how then? Wie dann? They might say, how goes that then? Wie geht das dann? Okay. They'll also put the word some in front of their questions to get things like somewhat, somewhere, somehow, and they use some when. So you can have irgendwas, irgendwo, irgendwie, irgendwann. And I guess there's a famous romantic song in Germany called Irgendwie, irgendwo, irgendwann. Okay? Then we got some other words here. Go backtrack a second. Okay. Let's get to the important stuff. You might need to say BS when you're there. So the nice one that you might see on the Flintstones, they'll say mist, and that means manure. But the common one is, the word for shit is Scheiße, and it's pronounced Scheiße. If you want to lean on it, sometimes they lean on the I part, and sometimes they lean on the part. So sometimes you hear Scheiße, and sometimes you hear Scheiße, but it's all Scheiße. Okay. Now I got some nice sayings here. Okay. Sometimes someone will say, es gefällt mir aber. And that means, gefallen is it's a feeling, but this means it pleases me. So they can come into a room and look at the decorations. Oh, es gefällt mir aber. Or if a mood, if they like that kind of thing. Okay. Es sieht super gut aus. It looks just super. Es sieht gut aus, or es sieht super gut aus. Okay. Alles ist super. Super means super. Sometimes they like to add a ganz to something. That means really, like ganz schön, ganz toll, ganz good. And sometimes they say something was beautifully done. Schön gemacht. Beautifully done. And then I have a couple of phrases and sayings here. Okay, this is a convenient little thing here. Many times, if a word ends in IC in English, it ends in ISCH or ISCHE in German. And the E there would be silent. So many times, if it's ich in English, it's ish in German. Okay? So for example, hectic in English is hektisch in German. Arctic in English is arktisch in German. Romantic Thought you might need that one. Romantic in English is romantisch auf Deutsch. Practical is praktisch. They use that word a lot. Pedantic is pedantisch, and semantic is semantisch. Psychic is a little hard to say. Neurotic is neurotisch. Psychotic is psychotisch. And attic is not part of this example. That's a dake. And then here's a couple of other handy things. Okay, they will understand you, but you have to speak slowly. If they rattle off a bunch of German really quick, you wouldn't understand that, so it's the same. So when you speak, try to do the Midwest, Nebraska, Johnny Carson Tonight Show accent, and just as clearly as possible. And sometimes this is, if you're running for a train and need to know where it is, it's hard to remember to do that. Speaking of trains, you might need to double check and see if you need a reservation including your ticket, because if you don't have a reservation, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you a seat on the train. Mom and I found that out the hard way. Okay, this is a really handy phrase to have. After you, please. And if you do it formal, it's nach Ihnen bitte. And if you do it informally, nach dir bitte. So this is very nice in doorways and at restaurants and in buffet lines and all over on train stations. Nach Ihnen bitte. Okay? And with the people you know, nach dir bitte. After you, please. Okay. And here's a little cool thing in German. The word press is what you'll see on a public door in a store or something when you want to leave. It says press and pull, like we would say push and pull. Okay? So press is druck or drucken. A printing press shop is a druckerei. If you're impressed, you're beeindruckt. Impressed. See that? So now, the opposite on any German door will be pull. Ziehen. And don't forget, a Z is a TS. Ziehen. And the German word for relationship is Beziehung, which means two things. Pulling on each other. And that is our lesson for today. Have a nice trip.